Hi there. Unfortunately, in Algodonalas we didn't have an opportunity to make pizza, but we're gonna make it here in my kitchen. So it's one stainless steel proofing bowl. It's 1 kilo of Italian flour, tip 00, dry yeast, and we got this in the summer. We use one, but unfortunately it's winter, so we'll be using two. Any yeast will do. I prefer this one because it's a very slow acting yeast. 65% hydration, which leaves 2 glasses of water. Water will be about this much. For yeast to work properly, we need to add some sugar. I prefer honey over refined sugar. To keep the gluten smoothly, use a little bit of an olive oil. So now, mixing it may be a little bit hard because it's all gooey. So first thing we use is a spoon to mix it. We're gonna mix the rest with the hand. I'm gonna cover it. And we're going to leave it for 2 to 3 hours for the dough to double its size. Now the dough has roughly doubled up inside. So what we need to do is add a little bit more of olive oil, not to break the gluten down. It's still holding on good. So the gluten has formed. We have like a lovely protein strands, nice and long. Now my favorite flour is Caputo flour. But Fermentina is the second best in my opinion. So, mixed up one more time, closed in, then goes in the fridge for 24 hours. Cool, now after 24 hours, the dough has been fermented in the fridge on the very, very slow fermentation. This is, by the looks, 4 times the size that it was when it was done. And put it on the base to make sure it doesn't stick to the surface. So now, need to flour it a little bit so it doesn't stick to anything. And we need to roll it out into nearly equal length, 6 identical pieces. Now, so every one of these is 280 grams, which is perfect for a 10-inch pizza. Then we're gonna proof one more time. Then we have salmonella flour. This is kind of a cornstarch flour. Prevents the thing from sticking. Back in the fridge for another 12 hours. And we're gonna be using a spicy sausage. So, oven needs to be set up to the maximum setting for the best result. And we prepare the halves. So, half should be fine. Important for the mushroom is to be done super thinly, so they can be cooked really. The sausage meat, very spicy. You have to be careful because it will paint your fingers. If you really want to be fancy, you need to get 2 peels. One peel is for loading up the pizzas to make sure that all the salmonella flours falls through, and the other peel is to peel off the pizza. So now for the next step is we prepare the surface. Now this small flour is coarser. So we have the finer and we have the coarser. So make sure that for the nicest result, the coarser one is making extra sure that it doesn't get stuck to the peel. Now you take one of the thing, put it on the top of the flour as well so it doesn't stick. You take your baker's peel, and you make sure you scoop it nicely so it doesn't stick. So then it's important to push the bubbles towards the edge for you to have a definite crust. Then I like to flip it. Now this is a high hydration, so you don't need to load it up like such. Only a little bit of a stretch will give you the result you need. You need to make sure it's nice and uniform. You put in some sauce. You spread the sauce around evenly. And then a little bit of ham. Pepperami. So now, pizza is ready to get out of the oven. So what you need is your standard box, your pizza peel to take out the stuff, you scoop it, and you drop it in. Now, what you should have is a definite crust with a little bit of a crunch. It should be soft enough, but not too soft so it spills. Now, you can see the moisture. Hope the lens doesn't fall out. This is how it looks. Then you need to cut it. And that should be it. Bon appetit.